Yeah, g'day, kia ora, Pastor Carl Bromley here in the deep south, and what you're looking at here is a photograph of Gretta Thunberg, activist, who was on a flotilla of about 49 vessels heading towards Gaza under the alleged purpose of delivering humanitarian aid to Gaza, but in reality basically exercising a menacing intervention to create more propaganda against Israel. Now, Greta was famous as the climate change activist, which seems to have all gone out the window now because she seems to have found a more profitable platform to gain attention and be used by globalists to destabilize the West for their globalist ideations and narrative. But she's been on this flotilla accompanied by about 49 vessels. She did do one before this and was intercepted and processed through Israel, treated kindly, given sandwiches, and flown back home. So she and her comrades came back with a vengeance with this large flotilla, and they've recently been intercepted, I believe today, not far from Gaza in international waters. And just to show you the kind of difference between the way that Greta and her comrade cronies act and characterize Israel compared to the way that she and her comrades, who in their menacing flotilla were entering a war zone where Israel was protecting the coastal boundaries with their navy to basically contain this war and conflict in Gaza. So here's Greta and her cronies menacing in a war zone, distracting Israel, using their resources purely to conjure up more hate and debate against Israel. But look at the way that in the face of lying, deceptive hatred by Greta and her comrades, look how Israel and the IDF treat Greta when they board this boat today and basically detain her again and her comrades. Look at this. This is Greta being detained. Being given a bottle of water. Last time she was detained, we saw her getting sandwiches. Here she is given a bottle of water. The IDF person here is even helping her put on her coat. Greta puts on her frog hat. Reminds me of a frog umbrella our kids had when they were about 5 or 6 years old. It's so sad to see this girl so used by nefarious, disingenuous workers and players, no doubt in my mind linked to the Hamas. And she's being used by them, being used to be a mouthpiece of propaganda, hatred against Israel, and to be a menace. But look at the way she's being treated here. So kind. Helping her put a jacket on. Got a wee frog hat on here. Given water. Got a water bottle. Just looks like a poor little frightened girl being treated so kind by those she vilifies with such hate and lies and deceit. There goes the wee frog hat. She's got a wee frog hat, helping her put a jacket on after giving her a bottle of water. This typifies the different spirit and heart between the evil that predominantly resides on the left, especially at this time, and the incredible compassion and kindness shown by the IDF and by Israel who obviously understand in their wisdom, their kindness and compassion, that this is a young woman being used by nefarious bad players to ramp up propaganda. Absolutely amazing. You know, that flotilla could be seen as an act of war. That's how I would have seen it. And probably I would have said, look, if you attempt to dock in Gaza, we'll consider that an act of war and scuttle your vessels. But no, the IDF use their resources, time to board yet another flotilla, treat them with kindness, compassion, give them bottles of water, no doubt, more sandwiches, even help wee Greta put a jacket on. And yet, in contrast to that, regardless of all that, you see this hatred and vitriol just spewed out again against Israel. Anyone in their right mind, anyone of any honest disposition would see who the bad, evil players are in this whole situation. And it's not Israel. It's not the IDF. Thought you might be interested in seeing that wee video and just seeing the graphic contrast of love and kindness, compassion, even against one's enemies in the heat of conflict.